Enactors came to Sioux City exploring a part of history to highlight an important event that happened all the way back in the 1800s. KTIV's Morgan Jones has more.
Reenactors are taking Sioux City back in time to mark the days that Lewis and Clark and their crew traveled nearly 200 years ago.
We do our research and we try to portray as accurately as we can what it was like then.
At the Sergeant Floyd River Museum and Welcome Center, authentic tents, camp equipment, uniforms, and firearms were set up like those used during the expedition. All the reenactors got the feel of their characters by sleeping and eating outside throughout the weekend. Dwight Peters, who portrayed Private John Potts, describes what really gets him into character.
Well, I have learned as much as I can about him, and simply putting on the uniform really takes me back.
Mike Berger, who portrayed Captain Meriwether Lewis, has been sharing his passion for history since he joined the group decades ago. He says he wants participants to be able to learn about the city's past so they can have a better appreciation for what we have today.
Our camp is designed as a living history camp, and so our camp caters to the interests of the public. At certain times we'll do drilling or demonstrations, but we invite the public to come in, ask questions. In our living history camp, most often we're not in character, so we can interact. Sometimes we do presentations with someone in full character.
To commemorate the burial of Sergeant Charles Floyd, the only member of the expedition to pass during their journey, the group dressed in full uniform to keep the burial as authentic as they can. In Sioux City, Morgan Jones, KTIV News 4.